We are back in the 207 kitchen here at Maine Studios. I am with Monique Coombs. She is with the Maine Coast Fishermen's Association. What are we making today?
Today we are making some seared scallops with red flannel hash and some mustard creme fraiche.
Ooh, sounds good.
Yep, it's gonna be delicious.
Just a little butter in the pan.
Just a little bit of butter in the pan. So you can help me kind of prep the scallops. Sure. So we have to take the adductor muscle off. That's this little guy right here, and just pull it off, and then you can put the scallop right there.
Okay, so this thing?
Yep. So these are, I mean, if you happen to forget to leave this on, they're completely edible. It's just sort of a texture thing.
Okay, I was gonna ask, why don't I take this off?
Just kind of a texture thing.
All right.
So these scallops are actually pretty cool. These are from my husband. It's the northern Gulf of Maine scallop season right now, and he's out fishing.
Probably very busy.
Yes, very busy, very busy. He's gone, and my son's got baseball, so we're all over the place.
Oh, gosh, that time of year.
It is.
How many of these do we want to do? A few more, is that good?
That's totally fine. And so scallops, you want the pan pretty hot if you want to get a good sear on them.
Okay.
If I was at home, I might actually be using like a cast iron pan.
All right.
But they're pretty easy, just like in a little bit of butter.
Hear that sizzle.
The sizzle. You can throw them right on. And so while we were taking off the adductor muscles, we had them on the paper towel. I like to just dry off seafood before we get it cooking. It just kind of helps with like getting a sear and stuff like that. So while those are cooking too, this is the red flannel hash. So it's potatoes, rutabaga, butternut squash, and beets.
Real hearty.
Real hearty. You can use whatever root veggies you want. To be honest, part of the reason I chose the rutabaga and the butternut squash is because they were already cut up at Hannaford. So it just makes it easy. Makes it super easy. When you're preparing this recipe that you can find in our cookbook Catch, you do add fennel and onions, but when I was making it, I forgot the fennel. So a thing that I love to do for any type of seafood recipe is pickled fennel, and so I went ahead and just chopped up some fennel, threw it in some vinegar, and here it is in the jar. And so when we build this recipe, we can add that. So do you want to just give the scallops a little flip?
Yeah. Flip them over?
Just flip them over.
All right.
Ooh, those are getting a nice.
That looks good.
Nice little crusty on it. We have some salt that we can add. This is slack-tide sea salt that was made just for Maine Coast Fishermen's Association, so it's a nice lemon dill sea salt. And then while those scallops are cooking, so this is the creme fraiche. It was super easy. It's creme fraiche, ground mustard, some scallions, a little salt and pepper. Just mix it together.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would put it on this or really any fish recipe I was doing, even something like a fish tacos. You could use it in place of sour cream or something like that.
That's great.
Absolutely. So
how do we know when these are done?
Yeah, it's sort of just a texture thing. It's really, I would do 1 or 2 minutes per side and just kind of keep an eye on them.
Yep.
Scallops, just like fish, it's not necessarily like a set it and forget it. You definitely have to just kind of keep an eye on it. And it also just depends on preference. Some people might like them a little bit less cooked. Some people might want them a little bit more cooked. But when you're getting fresh scallops from Maine or the northern Gulf of Maine, you could eat them raw.
I was gonna say, just give them to me.
Yeah, right? They're pretty sweet.
They're really good.
So we'll turn that off and we can kind of start to build this. So this is a super cool recipe because you can make all the root veggies beforehand.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when your friends show up or you're ready to have dinner, you say your kid has baseball and you don't have a lot of time. You can make the root veggies on the weekend, and then when you get home late from baseball games or baseball practice, it only takes, you know,
that was quick,
5 to 10 minutes to make scallops. You do that, and then we can throw some of the fennel just on top. I don't have a fork, so we're gonna go ahead and use the tongs, right?
That works.
Yep. I like having something pickled with fish, especially when it's like a little bit richer, like scallops, and you have root veggies, and then something that's kind of fatty, like a creme fraiche. Pickled things just kind of cut right through it. And then we can just dollop, mix this up. And just dollop it right on top. Or you could just have somebody do that themselves. You know, you could basically serve this root veggies, scallops, pickled fennel, salt, whatever you want, and then throw it on the table, and it's super easy.
That is, and it's so pretty. So pretty, so simple, and fresh Maine seafood.
Exactly.
We love it. All right, we'll have the ingredients, the instructions, all of that right on the 207 section of our website and app. Thanks again for coming in and doing this with us, and we'll be right back.